Breaking news, major clarification from the DWP as disability benefit reforms spark national debate. What happens to your PIP, Motability vehicle, and blue badge? A seismic shift is approaching the UK's welfare landscape, but the Department for Work and Pensions has just dropped a major update and it affects over 3.7 million people currently claiming personal independence payment. As fears spread over proposed reforms to disability support in 2025, Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall has stepped forward to deliver a message of reassurance that many disabled people desperately needed to hear. In a powerful exchange in Parliament, Kendall confirmed that those currently receiving PIP with payments of up to £749.80 every 4 weeks will not see their benefits slashed, altered, or stripped away as part of the government's looming overhaul. And just as crucially, all the other lifeline support services that PIP unlocks, from blue badges and bus passes to carers allowance, will also remain protected. We break down everything you need to know, from who's safe, what's under review, and which schemes like Motability are now at the center of fierce political debate. And yes, we'll tell you exactly what stays, what could change, and why the stakes have never been higher. Let's start with what was said in the House of Commons. Labour MP Dr. Lauren Sullivan, representing Gravesham, raised a vital concern during the session. She asked whether reforms to PIP could jeopardise access to crucial passport benefits that rely on a PIP award to unlock eligibility. She specifically highlighted carers allowance, blue badges, and concessionary travel schemes like bus passes. Her question wasn't just academic, it struck at the heart of the everyday freedom and independence that millions rely on. Liz Kendall didn't hesitate in her response. She told the chamber clearly and firmly, existing PIP claimants will continue to have that benefit. It will not be affected even if they have a reassessment, and neither will all the passport benefits. Her statement was a direct commitment, a public guarantee that anyone currently on PIP will see no loss of access to benefits that hinge on their disability award. That includes carers allowance, local transport schemes like blue badges and free bus passes, and more. This reassurance has landed at a crucial time. The government's welfare reform agenda has been accelerating, with mounting concerns over cost and misuse in the system. And nowhere is that scrutiny more intense than around the Motability Scheme, a program that, for many, defines independence. Just days before Kendall's announcement, Conservative MP Danny Kruger of East Wiltshire issued a pointed challenge to the government. Speaking in Parliament on June 23 Road, Kruger said the Motability Scheme was in urgent need of a full review. In his words, it was supposed to help physically disabled people get around, but now we have 100,000 new people a year joining the scheme, many of them not physically disabled at all. Kruger didn't mince his words. He argued that Motability, while vital to those with real mobility issues, is now spiraling in cost, with 1 in 5 new cars being leased through the scheme, and an estimated cost to the taxpayer of nearly £3 billion per year. He called out the current government's apparent reluctance to reform it. The government are not even looking at Motability, he said. They have had a year, and it is their policy now. Will the minister commit to a proper review of the Motability Scheme, and if not, why not? What followed was telling. Sir Stephen Timms, Minister for Social Security and Disability, responded carefully. He acknowledged Kruger's concerns but stated, "We are not at this point proposing any changes to the Motability Scheme." That line, "not at this point," has sparked fresh speculation among benefit experts and disability advocates. Because while current protections are in place, the wording leaves the door open to future reforms, and that has campaigners on high alert. So what is Motability really, and why is it so essential? The Motability Scheme enables individuals who receive the higher rate mobility component of personal independence payment, or equivalent benefits like ADP or CDP in devolved nations, to lease a brand new car, scooter, or wheelchair-accessible vehicle. That weekly £77.50 payment, approximately £308 every 4 weeks, is paid directly to Motability, and in return, claimants get far more than just a vehicle. The scheme covers insurance, breakdown assistance, all servicing and maintenance, tire repairs, and windscreen replacements. It offers independence for people who otherwise couldn't travel to hospital appointments, grocery shops, or even visit family members. According to the latest figures, 815,000 people across the UK are currently signed up to Motability. That's nearly 1 million people relying on the scheme for freedom of movement. But the debate now centers on how the scheme is being used and whether it's still fulfilling its original purpose. Critics, including Kruger, argue that it may now be too broad in scope, with a growing number of claimants who don't have physical mobility impairments still accessing the scheme. He points to the increasing number of vehicles leased and questions whether all those receiving support truly need a car as part of their benefit. Still, disability organizations have strongly pushed back. They argue that mobility isn't just about walking, it includes people with severe mental health issues, neurological disorders, or sensory impairments who may not be able to use public transport. For many, a Motability vehicle is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And for now, the government agrees. While scrutiny is increasing and a future review is not off the table, there are no current plans to alter the Motability Scheme or its criteria. That's a major relief for those already signed up, but it doesn't mean the debate is over. In the wider conversation about disability benefits, these passport services are often forgotten. But for millions, they are the real-world benefits that make PIP and other awards matter. They include things like access to the Blue Badge parking permit for disabled drivers and passengers, eligibility for free or discounted public transport, such as bus passes or community transport schemes, discounted or free entry to cultural events, museums, and attractions, the right to claim carer's allowance if someone looks after you full-time. These are the supports that allow disabled people to live independent, connected lives, and any threat to them has real consequences. So what does this all mean for you? If you're already receiving PIP, the government's message is clear: your payments will not change, and your access to passport benefits is protected, even through reassessments. The same applies if you're receiving PIP and using the Motability Scheme. Your access to your vehicle is safe for now. If you're not on PIP yet, and you're considering applying, this may be the right moment. Once reforms are implemented, eligibility criteria may shift, and access to schemes like Motability could become more tightly controlled. There's also a growing political divide over what the future of disability benefits should look like. With Labour pushing for fairness and stability, and some Conservative MPs calling for cost-cutting and tighter controls, the months ahead could define the next decade of support for disabled people in the UK. And for everyone watching, claimants, carers, families, it's essential to stay informed. These changes will affect not only your income but your transport, your daily independence, and your access to public life. We will continue to monitor every development, every speech, every government paper to ensure you never miss a crucial update. Because here, we believe that staying informed isn't just helpful. It's your power. It's your defense. It's your right. If this video helped you understand your rights and protections as a PIP claimant, or if you're worried about changes to benefits like Motability, make sure to like this video and leave a comment with your experience. Have you used the Motability Scheme? Are you concerned about what these reforms might bring? Subscribe for the latest updates on DWP announcements, PIP reforms, universal credit changes, and all things welfare and pension related. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and stay supported.